Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday night weekly Family Freedom Project Zoom. And we're just so happy that you took time from your busy lives to join us, especially on a Sunday night, because, you all could be spending family time, watching a show, having a bubble bath, whatever it might be. And I just really appreciate your time. Or if somebody's sending you the recording, just know that they really value your feedback. And so we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody.
I gotta give up your microphone.
Nope. Now we're good to go. Okay. The beauty of technology. So I really appreciate everybody taking their time. What we've found is that we're really realizing that quality time with the people that you love is what everybody's looking for and what we just don't have enough of. And so what we're really excited about this evening is just to share with you a vehicle that we found to allow you to have more time. And maybe it's you're a parent and you want more time with your kids instead of, the typical crazy busy schedule where you just feel like you don't know if you're coming or going. Maybe you're a grandparent who just wants some more time with your grandkids, or a Gen Yer who's just looking for an opportunity to spend some more time with your parents or your siblings. And we just realized that family time is the highest abundance that we can have in our lives. And one thing we were thinking about is we just realized, it's funny how most of us end up in our career. I know for myself, I'm a teacher, and I absolutely love the kids, and I definitely didn't get into it for the money, but you realize even just after 5 or 10 years that, wow, could I actually see myself doing this for 30 or 40 years? That's a whole almost lifetime where I know for myself, I just realized very quickly that this isn't what I wanted or what was going to contribute to my happiness, and it definitely wasn't giving me the family time that I wanted or needed. And we're really excited. Like I say, there's no pressure whatsoever, but we just found a vehicle that's allowed us to have more quality family time with our loved ones. And we have this really big project, as I mentioned, our Family Freedom Project that we call it. And we just love to share what we're doing and get some valuable feedback from you. So first thing is just know that the person who invited you, like I said, is very passionate and excited about it. And but most of us didn't start off that way. So we're also really patient people. We want to share with you about Juice Plus. And what Juice Plus is there's 3 different doors to health. And so I've got a beautiful PowerPoint presentation just because I know sometimes it's nice to have a visual when we're talking about stuff. Alrighty. So our Family Freedom Project, as I mentioned, is a weekly call that we do just to share with people without having to even leave your house. And what is Juice Plus? Juice Plus is, as you see, actually I'll just kind of show this screen also for another second here. It is fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule or a chewable format. And what's so amazing about Juice Plus is that it is vine ripened, which is very different than what we're getting in the grocery stores. So imagine if you were to grow all of the fruits and vegetables that you ate, and you were able to pick them right when they're falling off the vine. It's like having a farmer's market worth quality of produce every single day. It's the whole food, so it's the pits, the peels, and the seeds. And I know I threw an entire kiwi in one of my smoothies the other day with the whole peel because I was thinking, oh, it's a pretty strong blade. Let's see what it does. But I normally don't eat the fuzz of a kiwi, right? And when it comes to oranges, they're actually finding that the majority of the vitamin C, which is why we consume an orange, is found in the peel. But we're not eating that. And so they take that vine-ripened whole food and they put it in a huge grinder, and they take that slurry. So it's like, instead of you thinking of juicing, nothing gets extracted like in a juicer. For those of you who have juice, there's usually a lot of waste, and that's not the case. They take that big slurry and they dry it at an extremely low temperature, so it's actually still considered raw fruits and vegetables as well. And it's the rainbow. So you're getting, you know, all those different colors that we saw earlier. And I don't know about you, but I bought a pomegranate the other day, and actually it's funny because pomegranate is listed on the berries and I don't see it here, but it's something that, you know, I'm maybe going to eat 3 or 4 times a year, but I certainly don't get on a daily basis. I love beets. Again, I'm going to eat them a few times a year. I'm certainly not eating stuff like papaya or elderberries and bilberries and things like that, or Concord grapes on a daily basis. So knowing that we're getting that wide variety is huge. And they're finding that as much as it's important to eat 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables, it's actually the variety that's even more important, because most of us stick to our favorites, right? So we're probably having the bananas, the apples, the oranges, you know, your carrots and things like that, but we're certainly not getting the variety. So that's really awesome that we found a way to put that into a capsule or a chewable form. And what I love is that we've got an NSF certification. That means that an outside agency comes in and ensures that what's on our label is what's in our product. And so they test everything to make sure there's no chemicals, pesticides, molds, or any contaminants of any kind. And it actually makes Juice Plus safe for Olympic athletes to take. That's what that certification means, because it's just pure whole food. Infants, nursing moms, pregnant women. I mean, you can't take anything when you're pregnant or nursing, but because this is just food, that's where the magic lies. So I know oftentimes when people share Juice Plus, you know, we think, well, I'm already eating my fruits and vegetables, right? But like I say, most of us aren't getting enough, and those of us who are, probably not on a consistent basis. Something else that's super exciting is that Juice Plus is available, like I said, in a chewable format for young kids. You can also just open up the capsules into anything if they can't swallow a capsule. But we even have a children's health study, because our president and founder just realized that families, even though Juice Plus is very affordable, they weren't able to afford it for their whole family. So they weren't allowed to give product for free, but they were allowed to give it in exchange for a survey. And using that survey data, what we found is that the whole family is getting healthy. Because now, instead of just the kids starting on Juice Plus or just the parents, an adult is able to sponsor a child to get their Juice Plus for free for 4 years. And so what we're realizing is that by getting in that rainbow variety you saw, those 30 whole foods every day, participants are missing less school days, which is extremely important, because then parents aren't taking days off work either. They're actually eating more fruits and vegetables. So we're not asking you to replace what you're already eating. We're just adding to it, bridging the gap. And in effect, people are actually consuming more fruits and vegetables, which is pretty awesome. Visiting the doctor less, which, I mean, flu and cold season is upon us, and that's priceless. And 96% are reaping a positive benefit of that kind. I mean, that's just absolutely amazing to think that, you know, by consuming more fruits and vegetables, obviously we're feeling healthier. I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's still pretty awesome. So we actually, let me go back here, those capsules you see, an adult dosage is 2 of each capsule a day. For children, they would just be taking 1. Again, you could just open it up into something, or it's made into a chewable format as well. And I wanted to share a little bit about why I got started. I know for myself, I was certainly skeptical when I heard about Juice Plus. But fortunately, the girlfriend who shared it with me did persist and just, you know, very patiently just shared that, you know, this is different than juicing, because I actually went out and bought a juicer and she shared with me. And so, but I was just going to get started for my son because he was about 1 year old at the time. But what I realized was that it was definitely more important for both of us to be getting that into our systems, because, you know, a healthy mom is a healthy family. And what we realized over time, we got started on the capsules, the chewables, and the shakes, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, was definitely the immunity, for sure, as well as the energy. I mean, it's not like a caffeine rush where, you know, you take it and then you're just buzzing, but I finally have the energy to get through the day. And that's priceless, because as a mom, and at the time I had a 1-year-old, it's unbelievable just how exhausted I was. And I really thought that was going to be my normal for the next 18 years. And I'm just so grateful that it isn't. And even now, you know, we get sick. We just got a cold that went through the house, but it's nothing. I mean, it's you know it's there, but we're not going to the doctors. I can't even remember the last time my little guy's even been to a doctor. I think maybe his like 1 year or 18-month checkup, because, you know, we don't need to see the doctor. We should probably go just for a wellness check. But that in itself is just priceless. We're no longer sick and tired, which is the norm for most people. I'm also super excited to share with you our other products, and then I'm just going to get into a little bit of the research too that we have with our products. We have the shakes, as I mentioned before, our chocolate and vanilla shakes, and these are called complete because they're actually a complete meal. So we have the chocolate and vanilla shakes. These are a plant-based, whole food, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free. They can be a meal replacement because they're a complete meal. You can also just use them as a snack if you're just going to shake them up with water or milk. A lot of people like to just add up a bunch of good stuff into a smoothie. I even make them into popsicles for my little guy. So whatever you can to get more whole foods into your body. And we have bars. Now those will be more of a snack, but we have the tart cherry and honey, as well as the dark chocolate and fig. I honestly feel like I'm eating a chocolate bar when I have it. I just keep one in my purse all the time, but it's fueling me with a variety of whole foods that I need to get through the day instead of grabbing something unhealthy. And then I always love to share the Tower Garden. I tested this out because I thought there is no way that this thing actually does what it says it does. And I am a lazy gardener and kill absolutely everything in sight. But I can tell you that even after close to 2 years now, everything is just thriving. It self-waters, it self-feeds, there's no soil, there's no weeding. So, I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. It's literally like a plug and play. The bottom has a little reservoir where you put water and an all-natural earth-based tonic that comes with it. And then you plant your seeds, almost anything, into a little rock wool. Plug it into the wall, and it's got a timer, so it self-waters itself. And obviously, for those of us here in Canada, we have to bring it indoors when the weather gets too frigid out there, and so you put it year-round in your house. And it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to get everybody, if you haven't already muted yourself, if you can please do so, just because I'm getting some background noise. So there should be a button on your phone or your computer just to mute. And so, as I mentioned with the Tower Garden, it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, I got started again for my little guy because I thought, you know, as much as I love the idea of gardening, I just don't like the effort involved. And I am so empowered as a mom that we've got ours in our living room. My 3-year-old will walk over there and grab kale. We're growing lime basil, which is absolutely insane and delicious. Mint, Swiss chard, collards, things like that. And just eat it right off, right? Because it is just, we call it beyond or better than organic. And it's just absolutely amazing. So our company's mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And those are the only products we have to do so. The other thing I mentioned was the research. And I would be thrilled to tell you some product stories, whether it's myself or somebody I know that's had amazing results in starting on Juice Plus. But I love that we also have research to back it up. So it's not just, you know, oh, my cousin and his brother or something, you know, that had these awesome results. We have close to 40 now published, double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled, peer-reviewed clinical research done on people in their blood, showing that Juice Plus does insane things in their body because it is just food. And I mean, imagine if we ate the way our grandparents did. We wouldn't need Juice Plus, right? We wouldn't be eating all these processed foods and have all these food-like products out there. But unfortunately, the way the world's going today, we do need Juice Plus. So what the clinical research is showing is that when you consume Juice Plus, it's absorbed by the body. It actually gets into your blood, and your body recognizes it as though you've eaten those fruits and vegetables. And isn't that amazing? By just popping, like I said, 6 capsules every single day. It reduces oxidative stress, and they're actually finding that oxidative stress is related to almost every single ailment and disease in our bodies today. It reduces key biomarkers of systemic inflammation. Again, inflammation just leads to so many things, and the fact that we can reduce it is amazing. It supports a healthy immune system. So as I said, I know I've seen that firsthand, but I love that we have research proving that. And our research is actually done on nursing students that are actually in practice and being exposed to all those germs. And it just shows that their symptoms are much less severe, and the duration is greatly reduced by consuming Juice Plus. It helps protect your DNA. It supports cardiovascular wellness, supports healthy skin and gums. I could go on and on. We've got a research packet we can share with you if that interests you, and more details. And then the NSF certification that I talked about earlier, what that means is just that an outside agency comes in and ensures that what's on our label is what's in our product, so that it's safe for absolutely everybody and anybody. And Juice Plus has been around for over 20 years now, and we've had that certification since day one. So the fact that in the last 20 years we've had that certification held is pretty amazing. And I love that, like I say, for myself as a mom, most of my friends are moms, or they're pregnant, or they're nursing, and it's just amazing that they can consume that and give it to their kids. We also have some programs, and actually they're getting revamped, but along with your Juice Plus, a lot of people decide that their one simple change to take Juice Plus has been a catalyst for healthy changes. And so they decide that they're going to start to make some other healthy changes. And so we will be revamping this really soon, because we have a healthy living revolution coming. But in the meantime, we have a healthy living rules, which are eating real food like Juice Plus along with whole food, so no processed foods, drinking lots of water, getting a little activity every day, and making sure we're sleeping enough. So we call that the healthy living rules. And that's allowed people to lose some inches, or to just detox their body a little bit and just feel healthier all around. We also have a 10-day shred. I know some of us just finished one on, I believe it was Thursday or Friday. That one's a little bit more rigid because, again, it's just 10 days. But what we found is that people are able to detox a lot quicker because they are consuming 2 shakes a day. They're Juice Plus, so they're replacing those maybe unhealthy meals with healthier meals, and no gluten, no dairy, things like that. And it's just led to amazing changes as well. And I think that was it. I was thinking we had one more thing there. But again, I just love that, you know, what I'm finding is when people consume Juice Plus, it's just a catalyst for so many healthy changes all around. And that's just amazing. So, I mean, I could talk about Juice Plus all day, and I get so excited. I'm just going to check my notes here to make sure I didn't forget anything. Alrighty. So I know I shared a little bit about my story before. It's been over 2 years now, about 2.5 years now since we started Juice Plus. I started just because I could tell that my almost 1-year-old at the time, there was no way I could get the recommended fruits and vegetables into him. And even though I try my best, I definitely wasn't getting enough. So we did get started. I wasn't expecting anything amazing. We have a 100% money back guarantee, so I was definitely thinking I was going to be taking advantage of that within the 4 months. But I just realized that this was something that we definitely needed, and we've been a part of the taking those Juice Plus products since then. And I am super excited because a friend of a friend of a friend has had an amazing health transformation as a result of introducing the Juice Plus products, and she's going to share her story tonight. So I'm going to unmute Danielle. And Danielle, if you don't mind telling us, let me just see if I can switch here. Okay. Danielle, if you can tell us how long it's been since you started Juice Plus and what kind of healthy benefits you've noticed since starting.
I've been on Juice Plus for about a year now. I was diagnosed with celiac 5 years ago, and I have made tons of changes in my life. None have been as impactful as what Juice Plus has been, because I'm actually getting the nutrients that my body had been neglected before I was actually diagnosed with celiac. So that was huge. Just a little bit of background information. I was introduced from a client who told me about it, Amanda, and she actually told me all about the product and all the benefits. And I was starting a second job, actually, that I was going to be on the road quite a bit. So I told her, I wasn't sure, but I said, yep, give it to me. What's the harm? And the hours that I did and the number of days that I worked in a row, I never would have been able to do it without Juice Plus, without that extra energy, without the extra nutrients in my body, without that, absolutely. So it's been huge. The other thing that I've really noticed too is, because I'm on the road with the job, when I go to eat out in restaurants or things like that, it's a constant struggle being celiac, unfortunately. So if I do actually face cross-contamination that I get sick with, I can detox my body so much faster with Juice Plus and just by eating clean. So that's really had a huge impact on me as well. And strangely enough, I had a little incident about 20 weeks ago that I broke my ankle and I recovered remarkably fast. That within 3 days after surgery, now this was a surgery that I had actually had a rod drilled into my ankle and my ligament was actually torn, so I had a major surgery. 3 days later I was walking. A week later I was back at work, and within 10 days I was running 5Ks a day. So it was pretty impactful in my personal life, but it actually made me feel pretty amazing that I'm 33 years old and I ran into a 21-year-old who has been recovering for 12 months from the same surgery. So that's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. See, and it's funny because Amanda had said, oh my gosh, Chanel has this amazing product story. And I was like, I knew with the celiac. And then actually I remember seeing pictures of you in the hospital, but I don't think I realized just how quick the recovery process was. And that's just, again, I mean, the research just goes back to that because, you know, by reducing that oxidative stress, the inflammation, all of those things, you had flooded your body with Juice Plus beforehand. And then again after, oh, that's just crazy. And did you mention, because I was listening, but did you mention even with your job, you know, you're, like you say, you're a hairdresser, you are working crazy, crazy, crazy long hours on your feet, right? And then also running 5Ks is just insane.
Yep.
Crazy.
Actually, so the fact that I can do the hours that I'm doing, it's because I'm healthy. I've never felt healthier in my whole entire life. And it's amazing how people are looking at me and they're wondering what my secret is and how I have the energy. And I said, because I'm taking care of myself. It's that simple. Plus has been able to do that. When I'm working 12-hour shifts on my feet, it's amazing to have something like my shakes that I can keep my blood sugar level and I can keep that energy going so I'm not crashing throughout the day as well. So that has been amazing as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it tonight. Thank you, Danielle. I just realized I was probably talking to myself there, guys. I was just saying thank yous. I'm just like, so I honestly love that exactly like Danielle said already, you know, people are asking, right? I mean, when you consume Juice Plus, or like you say, just eat clean, people are wondering anyways. And most of us don't get into this business as a result because, oh, you know, I heard that you could make a lot of money with this Juice Plus thing. Most of us, like Danielle, are just, you know, we're feeling so much better. People are asking you, or they're wondering, and maybe they're not even asking, and you just can't help not share. And I know for myself that was the case. It was the last thing I ever wanted to do. I had been an elementary school teacher for 10 years, and no way I was ever going to, you know, do one of these pyramid scheme things or a network marketing business. You know, I didn't want to lose friends and family. But what I realized was that everybody needs to know about this, because why wouldn't I want my friends and family to be healthier? And, you know, when we share the business side of this, just know that you can just be a customer, and 80% of the people who consume Juice Plus are just customers. So that's okay too. But we always love to share the family freedom, hence our call tonight, because we know that maybe somebody out there is looking for this, and we can't help but not share it, just like the products. And so if the business is for you, we're super excited because we're realizing that, first of all, we're in a health crisis. I hope you would agree with me that, you know, we all want to eat clean and be healthy, but let's be honest, what's available out there, you're not even quite sure if you're, you know, what do I, low fat, you know, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, you know, what am I supposed to eat? What am I supposed to do? And we're all looking for something because we do want to be healthy to enjoy the time that we do have here. And our company has been around for 46 years. So know that this isn't just a fad or something that's brand new. Our products, as I mentioned, have been around for the last 23 years. And we're learning that a very small percentage of Canadians actually know about Juice Plus. And that's why we are on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world, and we'd love to have more people join us. We feel like we have a responsibility. Honestly, I remember a doctor coming to share Juice Plus with us, and she just said, you know, it is your responsibility to tell people, because why wouldn't they want to get healthier? And, you know, all we try and do is just share the information, and if this is the time that you think that's something that interests you, great. And if not, like I said, that's okay too, but we just can't not share it. We have over 10 billion in sales, and we never say that to brag, but again, we just want to tell you that this is a company that's been around for a very long time, and also a very stable company. We have amazing leadership. And, you know, you're never in this alone. Everybody's in this to help each other to succeed. We also are a company that's very much about giving. We're on a mission to gift a tower garden to every single Boys and Girls Club across North America in the next few years. And we are actually partnering with homeless shelters as well across Canada to give out complete protein powder to those in need. And I mentioned the Children's Health Study earlier, and that was created so that more families could get healthier. Around $25 million in free product is given out every single month as a result of the Children's Health Study. And isn't it amazing that there's a company with a heart that would do that would actually give away free product? It's only $50 to join the business. We like to say you can buy lunch, or you can buy your own virtual franchise. I like to think of it like a Costco membership. It gives you a discount on your product, and you can do as much or as little as you want. There's absolutely no minimums, nothing like that. It's as much or as little as you want. And the wellness industry is blowing up, and what we're realizing is that even though we're in a recession right now, that's not negatively impacted our business, because people are looking to invest their money in something, and it's not that expensive. People also want to live higher quality of lives. And what I'm realizing is that I know in my business alone, I have a lot of friends who have been impacted by that recession. And this Plan B, you know, this discount they're getting on their products is actually allowing them the financial security that they need, because in their regular day-to-day jobs, they don't have that anymore, or maybe their spouse doesn't have that. And so the fact that there is something out there, like I said, that's been around this long that can provide them that security is just amazing. And it's why we do what we do. The company does everything for you. Literally, we just share like Danielle did tonight with her product story. And sometimes that's the hardest part, because, you want to tell your friends and family, but you never want to come across as a salesperson. And then, if somebody is ready to get started, I enter an order right on my phone, because I've got my own website, my own virtual office. The company processes the payment. They ship that product out to the customer. They collect payment from the customer. They take care of absolutely everything. They pay myself. They pay my entire team every month. It's like pushing the easy button. It's absolutely amazing. And so I am going to call on Bonnie, my mom, to share her story, because I know you probably are sick of me talking all night. So I'll share a little bit more at the end. But my mom, I'll share a little bit about her product story before she shares here. She actually, the person who shared Juice Plus with me, had been sharing with her probably even a year before. So that's why I say we're very patient. We're not in it to pressure people or anything. We just share with people we care about. But I'm so grateful that eventually she did get started on the products. But I've asked her actually to share her business story tonight, because, again, this business can be for anybody. And the fact that, Danielle and myself, we're youngins, we're in our early 30s. And my mother is obviously just a teensy bit older than that. And the fact that, she's able to work this business as well is just awesome. So, Bonnie, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about why you decided to join, besides just my heckling you, and what it's allowed you for the family freedom portion.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes?
If you come up, yeah.
Okay, so I am.
Yes, thumbs up. Is Bonnie showing up as your speaker? Yeah, okay. See, it's totally different for me. Okay.
Okay, good to know. I just wasn't sure whether or not you could hear me. And it was totally your heckling. That's the only thing that got me, was your constant harassment. Mm-hmm. No, actually you did. I mean, honestly, I'm so grateful today that you did continually and gently encouraged me to start on these products. And thank goodness that you kept on me. And I understand that more today too with people when I'm sharing with them, that it's a continual, please get it right away. I certainly didn't. I was very skeptical, and I eat very well. So I did not get it right away. I didn't think I needed it. And when Sandy first shared with me too, I was out of work at the time, and really, I didn't feel that I could afford it at the time. I know today I definitely could have, with what I was wasting on produce and stuff. More and more, once I started taking the products, I just saw immediate benefits. I had been on a 3-week tropical holiday when I first started taking the products, and not once in that whole time did I have any problems whatsoever, or 1 or 2 days while you're gone where you're kind of out of commission. I didn't have any problems with that at all. We took the bars with us too, besides taking the capsules. Jim too noticed right away the extra energy. Definitely we didn't have any problem as far as picking anything up while we were on a holiday. So we knew our immune systems were extra, extra strong. When I came back from that, I went to another event, and I'd have to say that was key, is going to events and really hearing the message. I had gone to an Empowering Women event that Sandy had put on in Morinville. And I was just blown away by, the term boss babe at the time. When I first heard boss babe, I think if it had been called that, I don't know if I would have gone to one, because in my mind, a boss babe was a snob in a power suit. That's just how I saw them. That's what I thought. And I certainly didn't think that I belonged in a power suit, or that I was a powerful person or anything like that. And then more and more as I went to events, and I went to another one, a home party with you, Build Your Wings. And oh my goodness, when I saw all this group of people around you, and women holding each other up, lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down. And just the community that was all around you. I mean, who wouldn't want that for their child, to see that they're involved with people like that, that are genuine and authentic and sharing from the heart. So that too really encouraged me to consider the business. And it was a few months later when I joined up to the business. I just knew, after I had my very first grandson, I always knew all I wanted to do was be a mom, and I was quite content with that. And I worked for many, many years. But after I had my first grandchild too, I just didn't want to go back to work. I really did not want to go back to working hours and hours and hours to build an employer's dream. That's what I had done for years and years, was to build somebody else's dream. I wanted to build my own for a change. And going to these events, I saw these women that were doing just that for themselves. I had gone through a divorce a few years before, and financial independence was everything to me. At that time, my name hadn't been on a lot of things, and that caused a lot of extra stress over time. So that wasn't going to happen again. I really needed financial independence. And I'd go to these events and I'd listen to these women share on how this was providing that for them little by little. So, you know, in the beginning, it started to help me pay for my products, which really, really helped, because I was on the capsules. I take the shakes, the bars. So as I went more and more to these events and I saw the vision and I saw that it was possible, I started gaining some confidence that I too could share this with other people. And I started sharing. I started sharing with nieces and nephews and with good friends. And more as time has gone on, and I've built up a team and I've helped so many people, and that does my heart good. I'm not selling jewelry and I'm not selling face cream, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. But what I'm selling, what I'm offering people, is helping improve their health. And it's just been so heartwarming to see people's health improved with it. I didn't have to carry any inventory whatsoever. Like you said, I don't have to do any collecting. So it gives me the freedom to be an available grandma. And I love that. One day a week, I have a play date with my goofy guy, and I help out with my other grandchildren in town. And this business has allowed me so much. For one thing, I never, leaving high school, ever had the opportunity to go to university. That just was not going to happen. And since I've joined this business, oh my goodness, I've got a huge university level education that I've got from going to lectures. And it doesn't feel like a lecture. It just feels like everybody together in a girls' day out. But listening to nutritionalists and listening to medical professionals over and over again share different aspects of just what these products are doing for people, I feel like I'm getting a free education along with everything else. And it's allowed me, I'm in BC right now. I'm in Golden, BC for the month. My youngest son lives here, and my granddaughter, I've come out for a couple of visits, 2 or 3 days at a time, and it wasn't enough. So I decided to rent a place for a month here in town. And that's what I did. And I'm being an available grandma whenever I get a chance to see my son and my granddaughter, and loving the town. Absolutely loving. It's been fall here the whole time. It hasn't been white like you guys have had at home. And I told my daughter to take care of that little problem where I wasn't coming back. So sounds like she's worked on that and the snow is going away. But I have gone to a boot camp here. I've gone up to coffee shops. I've shared with people all along, and that just any opportunity, being on the 10-day shred, when I stop in at a restaurant and have a salad or something, I'm able to share with the waitress just what this 10-day shred that I'm on is about, and that I'm choosing to eat gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and that brings up questions. So I have a few people that are interested that I'm going to be spending some more time with this week before I come home. And all I can do is just share from my heart what it's done for me, the testimonies I've heard from so many people, and how it's helped their lives. So I would have never, ever guessed that this $50 investment, honest to goodness, I mean, it more than paid for my product in the beginning. You get it back. You actually don't really even pay it at all, because it helps you get the products at wholesale cost. But I never would have imagined that it would allow me the freedom to work for myself now, no matter where I am, as long as I have Wi-Fi and as long as I have my phone. I can run my business. And I would have never guessed I'd be a business owner. I would have never guessed that I would go all by myself to another province and rent a place for a month. And I mean, I have no problem with that because I totally enjoy my solitude. I'm not lonely when I'm with myself. I actually enjoy quiet and peacefulness. So I can't say enough about what this company is providing for me, and it can only get better. I got to go to the conference last year in Nashville with my daughter and with my grandson, and oh my goodness, I could never tell you the energy that was on that stage and at all those events. And I'm hoping to go to Anaheim in the spring, and hopefully the leadership advancement weekend. I'm building towards that and setting myself some goals for myself and my team. And who knows what tomorrow will bring. But I don't have to build somebody else's dream anymore. I can build mine. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, we just, like I said, we love to share, and we just, I love that, you know, it is such a family-friendly business. You know, like I say, I love the fact that, you know, I wanted to spend more time with my mom, and, you know, I can bring my 3-year-old out to any events that I do. It's just absolutely amazing. And, you know, we share not just to help ourselves, because obviously, you know, it's, you know, I was really excited the fact that there are full medical benefits at the top of the company. That's pretty insane. I know as a stay-at-home mom, I had to give that up as when I decided to leave teaching. So the fact that, you know, there are so many benefits for myself and for my family, but also that I can offer that to other people is just amazing. And we always like to say, you know, our paycheck really is a direct reflection of the amount of people we've helped. And that's true. We just realized, you know, I know for myself, like, we consume these products on an everyday basis. And so this, you know, when we share, it's because we care, because we realize that everybody's looking for something. And, you know, we're just hoping that if you've heard something here tonight that interests you, you can do one of 3 things. You can, A, do nothing at all. And honestly, some of us here, you know, the people have been sharing with us for, you know, maybe it was weeks or months or years. And that's okay, because, you know, it's all about timing. And sometimes, you know, it just isn't the right time for whatever reason. B, maybe you're ready to get started on the products. Maybe something about the capsules or the chews, the bars or the shakes, or maybe even the fact that, you know, it's now October, and the fact that you could be gardening year-round is pretty amazing. Or C, maybe you're thinking, you know what, why not get started on both? Or maybe you already are a customer and you're realizing that, you know, it is just a discount on our products. We never ask anything more. But like I said, we share because we know that the opportunity is there for everybody, and we're all just here to help other people succeed as well. So I really, really, really appreciate you guys taking your time. I mean, I know, you know, where else would you be on a Sunday night, obviously, but just the fact that you came tonight to, well, you didn't even have to leave your house, I shouldn't say that, but you just gifted us with your time. Really appreciate. I'm going to stop the recording now. Please tell me I recorded.